All right, I just realized that I didn't cover the syllabus at all. So let's go over the syllabus really quick. This will be posted out there if you want to look at it, but nobody ever needs to look at it. I'll be available on Wednesdays. I'll be available online Mondays, Tuesdays, probably Fridays. I've got class all day on Thursday. I'll be on campus. At least that's the plan right now. Wednesday, I'll be with you guys. Friday, I'll be at home working. Weekends, I'll probably be at home working as well. So, all right. So this is a video production class. My office hours right now are weird. Monday and Tuesday, I'll have virtual office hours from 3 to 4 on Monday and 11 to 12 on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we'll have class, and then I'll have an office hour right after class. I'll be there before class as well, but we'll have office hour, and basically I'll just be in the classroom right after class. And then on Thursday, I've got an office hour from 11 to 12. You can call me. It's probably better if you email me, although you can call me. If you email me either at this lakeland.cc.il.us or let me zoom in on that. Lakelandcollege.edu. I should probably change that. Let's just change that. It's not going to let me change that. They really like us to use the lakelandcollege.edu. All right. So you're probably better off to email me. I monitor my email and I'll get back with you usually the same day. You can give me a call, and if you leave a message, then that gets converted to an email. So I'll get that as well. Catalog description, blah, 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 blah. We already talked about the books. There are no prereqs. Course schedule is, I don't know. We'll see. Projects are going to be about half of it. We're going to do both book things, so you'll get through chapter 1 and you'll post that in chapter 2. Those are going to be minor. Typically, we'll have 3 or 4 projects. It depends. We'll definitely do something in hit film. I don't know what we're going to do in Resolve yet. And we'll usually have a chroma key lab. It just depends on what. We'll have an idea session and we'll come up with stuff. So if it's a bigger project, we might only have 2 bigger projects. We might have 4 or 5 really small projects. Homework assignments are probably going to be a little bit more because we have the how to shoot video that doesn't suck. We'll have some feedback from that. And I guess if you call doing the homework out of the book, Premiere book, if you call that, I don't know, is that a project? Quizzes and tests, I've got it as 30%, but we'll see. The tests that we have are typically more projects. So you'll have a couple different projects, then you'll have an end of the semester test project. So that will be graded. So it's really a practical class. You will have 2 small quizzes as it stands right now. And I've got some handouts. That'll be after we get through the filmmaker IQ videos. There's some handouts to go over that. We will go over that, and I'll tell you, here's the handout. You need to know these things, and then we'll have a quiz over that. I haven't done that in the online arena, so we'll see how that goes. So all of this is variable. It depends on, and as long as everybody in the class is really engaged and working hard and doing things and learning and getting better, my grade, is partially, have you done the work? And it's also, how much better have you gotten? So from the first project to the last project, if you had no idea what was going on, you get to where you actually could edit things. This is a technician class, so you'll be graded on, can you do the thing? Not, I'm not going to say, well, the composition was weak. I'm not caring about that. It's a different type of class. So do you have the skills to do these things? I give you some raw footage. I give you a soundtrack. Can you edit that down and produce something that you could put on a website, or you could burn to DVD, although we rarely go to DVD anymore. We'll talk about output formats as well. So really, I'm more worried about the total skill set than I am how this works out. And I can tell you that the last 4 times that I've taught this class, it always goes in the fall. All 4 of those have been pretty radically different as far as what we did and how we approached it and what assignments we did. And this is more online, so it's going to be different even more than that. And if we don't get shut down, we'll have a lot of opportunity to do some stuff in the studio. And I'm excited to show you the studio and the equipment that we have there, and let you have access to the resources in the classroom. So yeah, we'll see. Everything's due at the beginning of class. I have a 20% per class. So our class normally would be Monday and Wednesday. So if it was due on Monday, Tuesday it's 10% off, Wednesday it's 20% off, and it walks through that way. It says quizzes will be given at any point, but I'm going to tell you in this class when the quizzes are. I'm actually going to basically spoon feed you. These are the things you need to know. So there really are no surprises on that. Most of my classes, there are quizzes that come all the time, but not in this. We're really not going to have a test, so ignore that. This is my standard syllabus. Good attendance is important, and keeping up is important. We're actually going to do a lot of stuff in this class. And if you're not used to using a nonlinear editor, it takes a couple weeks to get your feet underneath you, and it'll feel a little overwhelming at first. And just bear with me. I'll pull you through. Once you figure out all the options, basically once you get comfortable in one, we're going to switch, and we're gonna pull up something totally different. We're going to learn something totally different, and then I'll pull the plug and we'll switch again. So prepare to feel uncomfortable, but that's fine. I mean, that's what we have to do. I'm feeling uncomfortable because I'm at home and I'm using a brand new studio. In fact, I started recording this and I had to stop and rewire a bunch of stuff because this camera that I'm looking at right there is a fairly nice camera, but it doesn't play well with this camera. Because when this camera and this camera were on at the same time, this guy freaked out. So, you live and learn. Some things work, some things don't. As long as you're willing to put in the time and the effort, I'm going to get you there. So I'm kind of the shepherd. I'm going to make sure that if you have any questions, that you don't get stuck, you don't get frustrated. The worst thing that can happen is that you really want to do this and you really want to learn some cool stuff and produce some cool stuff, and then you get frustrated and walk away. So my job is to make sure that does not happen. You got to help me in this, because normally I can look at your face and I can see, but in this case, you're going to be remote a lot of the time. So you're going to have to either inside Canvas send me a message or email me. And the Canvas message is usually same day. I'm usually checking middle of the morning, late morning, and then most of my time, I'm a night person, so most of my time is afternoon and evening, unless I have something else going on, and I really haven't had anything going on since March. So probably won't happen. So probably will be monitoring here, and I'm trying to think. So, academic integrity is important, and I'm also supposed to put on there that student support. There's another official phrase that I was just told in the meeting this morning. I'm supposed to add something about if you need student support, there are people you can reach out to. Just let me know. I mean, if you're having problems, if you don't have the equipment you need, we're going to have a VM. Everything is going to be set up in the VM, and then you can use the classroom. I'll help you set up laptops. If you have a laptop or a desktop, or you need access to software, you shouldn't have to buy anything, with possibly the exception of that $15 tool if you want to shoot with your phone. Otherwise, there's no other software or hardware required. And I'm going to try to make sure, I want to do Premiere, but I also want to make sure that we look at HitFilm and DaVinci Resolve because they're free. And if you can, after this class you paid $15 to get the phone app and you can shoot really good video and you can edit and do titling and everything else in either HitFilm or DaVinci Resolve, then you have the ability to actually produce really, really high quality content with almost zero cost. So that's, I'll show you some of the equipment that we did early on that's made out of PVC pipe. And I put together a really professional looking studio for not a lot of money. We've moved on from that, and I've got grant money that I've used. So I've got a lot of equipment now, but the first 3 or 4 years we were shoestring budget, and I had $100 for the entire year to buy equipment. So I understand what it's like to not have money. We'll talk about equipment as we go through. If you're going to buy a camera, what would you buy? If you were going to buy a lighting rig, what would you buy? If you're going to buy backgrounds, what would you buy? Where would you buy it? How would you buy it? Those are the things we'll talk about as we go through. But part of it is just feedback from you. It depends on what you're interested in. I'd rather talk about there are 100 different things we can talk about, and we really only have the ability to talk about 20 of them. And so I'm going to figure out what's interesting for the class, and we're going to talk about those 20 things, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so that's the syllabus. We'll probably never have to look at that again, because if you have any questions, just ask me, talk to me. I just realized that I was actually going through things at the end of the syllabus that you couldn't see. So anyway, syllabus is out there. I covered this stuff. If you're worried about anything, as long as you do the work, as long as you go through and do what I ask you to do, you're going to do very well in this class. If you drop the ball and stop turning in assignments or stop doing things and you don't try, you're not going to do well. So I'm not harsh. Grading wise, I would expect everybody in this class to get an A, B, or C. And if you're doing all the work and trying hard, you're going to get at least a B. Most of the people who try hard and actually do things are going to get an A. So I'm going to reward work, and we're going to try to learn something together and go through some new things in a new environment. So, all right. Look at the next assignment, and then for most of you, I will see you Wednesday at 1 o'clock.